Hello guys, good to see you back. Once again I'm back with a new tutorial related JavaScript, and in this tutorial we are going to learn let and const variable. In our previous tutorial we covered var variable, but in this tutorial we are going to cover let and const variable. So before we start the practical, we need to learn what is the difference between all of these three variables. Advanced JavaScript usually have three types of variable: var, let and const. Let and const introduced in ES6 version. Let and const introduced in ES6 version. Today we will learn what is the difference between all of this. Let's see an example. The main difference is their declaration method. Also their value assigning process is different. If I try to create a variable with var, first we need to type var keyword. Then variable name assign with value. Similarly for let we need to type let. And for const we need to type const. But the difference is we can redeclare our var variable. In our case var x equal to world. Also we can reassign our value. In my case x equal to wow. If I try to print this value, it's written wow. Using var we can reassign and redeclare our variable. But in the case of let we cannot redeclare our variable. But if we try to do it with forcefully, in that case it's written error. But the good thing is we can reassign our value. X equal to wow. Now our new value is wow. Let's talk about const variable. Const mean constant value. We can't make any change here. We cannot redeclare our variable. Also we can't reassign our variable. So this was the main difference between all of these three variables. So without wasting your time, let's start the practical. As you can see, side by side I open my Visual Studio Code Editor and my browser using Live Server extension. And I open our previous file index.html. In our previous tutorial we talk about how we can declare variable using var. And also we talk about how we can reassign our variable using var. Let's set a new value to this variable. So here I'm going to remove add1 means and I'm going to set I am var. If I set this file, as you can see it's print I am var. And now I'm going to reassign this value using var keyword. So I'm going to duplicate this line. And here I'm going to pass I am var with reassign. If I save this file, this time as you can see it print I am var with reassign. Next I'm going to override this value. So I'm going to type a equal to inside the double quotes I am var with override and semicolon to end this line. If I save this file, as you can see now it's print I am var with override. So if we declare our variable with var, in that case we can reassign our variable, also we can override our variable. Now let's create variable with const. So I'm going to select both of the line and I'm going to comment out our previous code. And also I'm going to comment out these two lines. And now I'm going to replace var with let. Now we declare our variable with let keyword. If I save this file, as you can see it print I am var. Var stands for variable. Let's try to reassign this variable with let keyword. So I'm going to remove this one and here I'm going to type let. If I set this file, as you can see it's written nothing. And if I show you my console, as you can see in my console it's written error, syntax error. A has already been declared because we cannot redeclare or reassign our variable using let keyword. But we can override our variable if we use let keyword. Let me show you. So if I remove this comment and save this file, now you can see it print I am var with override. Now let's try to understand const variable type. So I'm going to select this portion and duplicate once again. And I'm going to comment out all this line. And here I'm going to declare our variable with const keyword. So I'm going to replace let with const. And also I'm going to comment this line. If I save this file, as you can see it's print I am var. Let's reassign the variable with const keyword. So here I'm going to type const. If I save this file, as you can see it's written error. Const mean constant variable. We cannot reassign our variable when we use const keyword. Similarly, if we try to override it, let me show you, and then save this file, as you can see it's also provide error. Also we cannot override the variable when we use const keyword. So that's the basic difference between all of these three variables, var, let and const. I hope now you understand it. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.